Hello, it's Coco, and I saw a Singaporean movie called Love 50%. You would think, okay, this is gonna be a sad movie, like, no, which it wasn't. Well, there was moments like, ooh, like, woo. But anyway, it's about this dude named. I already cannot pronounce any names, but Chung Wan Kai. He's ready to propose to his boo named Sandra, who's at Singapore, doing a business trip. And it goes wrong. Like the whole thing he's going to do go wrong. And most of it involves this chick named Honey. So we'll start how it goes. Okay, he wakes up, he's doing the airport, he gets to Singapore, and they're like, look, we lost your luggage. He's like, what? And he put his coat down, and someone picked it up by mistake, which I knew was going to happen. That was like, uh, you know, like a duh, which has the ring that he's going to propose to Sandra with. So he's like, okay, call them, his work office, let him know, like, put a claim on it, I'm going to get it back. And so he's going to go to this jewelry shop. Well, they're having a 50% off. You get this ring 50% off. Hence the, love 50%. And right in front of there is a girl who loves apples. And you can see him, he's allergic to them. And what he didn't know that when he was going to buy, because she was in his way, is that it's 50% off if the couple comes in. And so he's going in, he's about to, get the ring, and here she comes, like, oh, honey, I didn't know you was coming here. He's like, I don't know you. She's like, play along. I've been trying to get this from my boo, help. And so they pretend to be each other. And then the girl do all nosy. He's like, how did y'all meet? And she's like, you know what? We met at a jewelry store just nearby. And the jewelry guy's like, She's like, well, we can take our business over there. He's like, no. And they go to pay for it. And, of course, you think, like, yeah, I got away with this one. She don't need to be doing this anymore. She's, oh, let's look at some more jewelry. And he's like, no. So, because she had put that on their bag, because she wanted to get a bracelet for her boo. And, of course, he wanted to get a ring to propose to his girlfriend, because, his got stolen because it was in the pocket of the coat. Well, she picks up the wrong bag, and the jewelry guy come out like, no, you got the wrong bag. But here comes the stealers, and they beating him up, and she has apples in her bag, and the thief dude is like, for real, this all you got? She was like, well, my boyfriend, he has a $5,000 watch on him. And it's like, I'm like, what? So, they're getting into scruffle, and the dude goes, they start running off with the jury. Well, she takes the dude's phone, which is Chang Wan Kai, the one that's supposed to be proposing to his girlfriend, and her name is Honey. She takes his phone and throws it at the thief. So, it breaks, and he drops a jewelry bag. Unfortunately, it's not the one that has her bracelet for her boo and the engagement ring for his boo. And of course, it's all on Valentine's Day. So they going in, and the jury guy's like, we will replace it for y'all. That's nice. And so they leaving, and he's like looking at his phone like, it don't work. He's like, oh, your phone don't work. And he's like looking at her like, motherfucker, duh, it don't work. So she's like, oh, I'll try to help fix it for you. And she takes him to this phone place. He needed at a specific time, but it's like, oh, no. But he had no choice but to leave his phone and not pick it up at 3 p.m. Well, he wanted to go check out this place where he wants to propose to his girlfriend. But she was like, well, I got a gig. She had a job. She like, okay, oh well. And he wants to, get the show on the road. He's supposed to be getting all this stuff ready so he can propose to his girlfriend that night. Since, she's in Singapore too. And after a while, she's calling, she can't answer him. And this dude all trying to be nice, her worker coming in. And her name is Sandra, by the way, the girlfriend. And she's like, she ever gets my shit, next time you need to knock when you get in. I'm like, you don't need to get rude with people just because you can't get a hold of your boo. Anyway, so, it goes back to them. He's like, man, Juan Kai's like, I don't want to be here. He's out there, hears this dude talking on the phone and goes in. And when he goes in to see what Hani is doing, she's getting in her costume. Come to find out she's like she's a magician. And he sees her, she had the saddest expression on her face when she saw the same dude he saw outside. And we come to find out that it's her boo. And I'm like, just no. I don't see how that was like the saddest children magician performance I ever seen in my life. I do not. He had told her he was at this charity event when he was really with his wife and his kids. There's just no way. Like, I cannot comprehend, how do you still do a performance and play with your children's kids right in front of him and his wife? Just no. It was just sad. And she's going, and she accidentally falls, and she has to get up and like leave to go collect herself. And it was just the saddest thing ever. And that dude feels bad, and she's leaving the place, and her boo's coming out, and he's like, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. And she don't got no time for him. And so they get in, and they eventually go to the place where Chang Kai wants to propose. He heard of this beautiful place, and he finds out they cost $1,000. Well, his wallet got stolen when the jewelry got stolen, and so she goes to the bank to her ATM and get $1,000 for him. And he's like, I'm not taking that. Ain't your charity. And she was like, okay. She goes to the bridge. She's about to drop his money. He's like, he grabs it like, are you crazy? And so he said, I'll take it. And before they go, I forgot what they were going to do next, but they man, I lost my train of thought. I know after I think they went to go to that's where they went. He went to go to the bride bouquet thing, I do believe. Even if I got it out of order, I might got it out of order. But they went to the bride bouquet, with all the beautiful bridal dresses and things like that. He's basically like, look, you ain't got no boo, blah, blah, blah. Well, you ain't got no money, basically. That's what he's saying. You don't need to be looking at the dresses. But, of course, the saleswoman thought they were together and got her in a dress. And he only went there because his wife's, well, not his wife, his fiance, girlfriend, whatever you want to call him, her favorite designer is there. And so he was making business with each other and whatnot. And so she tried on this dress, and she's crying and crying. And you're supposed to be. I thought it was gonna be that breath moment. That breath moment when the guy sees the girl of his dream and the wedding dress, that the stop, I know I'm in love stare. Well, that didn't happen because she was crying, and he said some stuff and just ruined it. Well, this lady brought some tea, and of course the girl trips and gets the tea all over him, so he has to pay for the dress that she ruined. He was like, I don't even got time for this. He was like, I need to go get this beating, because he had his own little thing he needed to do. And while he was doing that, this girl, Sandra, she was talking to her dad about how they're supposed to be meant to be together. And this dude coming out, and she's like, you thinking he's in Singapore and seeing some girl, ain't you? I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. It's the same dude that she was like, you need to knock on my door. Even though I felt that she was rude when he came in, I would have been like, hold up, I'm your boss. I don't know if it's true or not, but ain't nobody gonna come up here talking about me and my future. My personal life ain't got nothing to do with the business workplace. You feel me? So, you could tell it bugged her. Like, maybe he's in Singapore to see some chick, because he didn't really announce it, to her. But I'm like, that would be, I don't know. So that seems just stupid to me, to go cheat with your boo on the side in the same country at the same time that you're in. No. But anyway, she go back to Shang Kai and Hani. He's supposed to get his little business thing going in there, and he's going in there. But Hani is like being nosy, so when the lady brought tea, she didn't trust me to get in. They're like, who is he? And he's with this little boy and Mel, and and they're looking like, who are you? And she's like, I'm his secretary. And she gets out this magazine and she's passing it to the table, and he looks down and it's this guy with no shirt on, just muscles on the thing. He's like pushing it to her, and she's pushing it to him, like, you know, trying to do this. And then she realized, oh, that is not the files, you know. And of course, his client saw it, you know. And she's looking through it while he's talking to the client still. And she sees, oh, it's a little boy that's in the magazine. It's the same little boy there. And she tried to grab his hand. And when she did, tea spilled all over the documents. And they got mad and they got left. And so, of course, they didn't get the deal. Well, Sean Kai didn't get the deal. So he's going out there. And he was really mean to her. He was. He's like, you just want everyone to be miserable as you. And blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. And I'm like, that is so wrong. You know, she didn't mean to knock over the thing. So after he said some mean words, they go their separate ways. So then he's lost in Singapore, because I guess I'm assuming he ain't never been there. And she actually went back to them too, and she did a magic, you know, because she's a magician. She did a magic trick and everything like that. And first they were gonna be like, you could tell the little boy did get oppressed a little bit, but because, you know, he's a pianist, and they weren't gonna go with it. But she was like, the people that you just signed with don't got no cancel clause in it, and that's still a deal, and she got it. And before that, he the reason why he really got mad at her is because that was almost like the get engaged gift. I mean, besides him renting this place, you know, to put her on the ship, propose to her, ring and all this, he wanted to present her with a big case. And unfortunately, because of Hannah, he lost it. Well, she went to go find him, and he was excited, you know, they hugging and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, it went to the cheater that she's with. I'm like, okay, what's this got to do? And the wife was like, oh, you know, it's Valentine's Day, we should go out. And I guess he gave her that watch on her arm. He's like, well, I'm just cooked the children's food, we really shouldn't go in. People, he had a nerve to go in the dresser, and the wife saw him. He didn't know. And getting the gift. And he's like, you know, honey, I'm about to leave. And she's like, please don't. And I'm like, that is so sad. You could tell that she knows he's been getting his, you know, Cheeto. And he calls Honey to tell her that he's gonna meet her, but her phone died before she said no. And but Chang Wen kind of said, I'm not here to judge. And so they meet up, and he gives the dude she cheated with gives her this watch. Well, after they got done meeting, Wan Kai and her are supposed to be at this restaurant. And she's like, oh, you back early? He turned it over, and he says, remember me not. And also she just busts out crying again, and she's leaving, and she's crying. He's like, what's wrong? He said, that's the poem that he wrote his wife. If you know the poem that he used to propose to his wife, there's seriously something wrong. Because he should have told her when she went to meet her boyfriend that she was stupid, because she is stupid. When they first met, she always has this saying, after the rain comes, during the rain, sunshine comes, or something like that. And that's how the dude and her met, because some dude, it was raining, and he came and gave her shelter, and that's the way he been doing for 3 years, and she didn't know he was married. But I'm like, 3 years? She said, of course, he said he was going to leave his wife, but she said she should feel bliss. And I'm like, you're not feeling bliss with that. He's been with her for 3 years. He got 2 kids. He's been with her, with Honey, for 3 years. And I'm like, he got 2 kids. He's not leaving you for you. No. But she felt like she could be happy. That's not no happy, you know, relationship. And so she's crying, and you know, the thing was going. He was like, he didn't know. He felt so bad for her. One guy, he's like, well, you know, you're gonna find the one. And she looked at him and comes to see, and I'm like, he's gonna go like, look, chick, I ain't getting married. No, they ended up kissing, and I was like, oh. Maybe not all. And I was like, girl, don't you do that. You would have do that right now. You've been with him for 3 years, and he's married, and he ain't getting no divorce anytime soon. Next you know, she slaps him. She's like, what you slapped me for? She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I slapped myself. And she's like, if the phone started ringing, he looking at her, this mother chucker is crazy. Like, why did she slap herself? So, So he's answered the phone. Of course, it's Sandra, Sandra, his girlfriend, and they had a little speech. And when he hang up, you could see there's pictures. There's pictures of him and Honey. She got like somebody following him. I'm like, this chick done lost her mind. Cause she wasn't even supposed to know about the surprise anyway. I don't know how she did. All the dude that's been making like those snide remarks, where they're saying that your boo could be with another boo, with his side piece. He was like, you cannot turn no frog into a prince, and you could tell. And I'm thinking, oh baby, you the frog, and you want to be turned into a prince. And he tried to give her rose, and she's like, I don't need that. And like he was supposed to be helping. He was supposed to be helping Wankai set up all the dates and stuff, but he didn't even tell her that he's been calling. So she's been thinking that he's like not been heard of, but he's been calling the dude, and the dude ain't been helping. Well, that Hani takes off, and he's like, oh, the airport people found they found my coat with the ring, and the jury people are here calling, and she feels sad. You could tell that she's sad that like, okay, he got to go. And so they go to the jury to pick up their stuff, and here's the nosy juror person. He's like, propose to her right here, propose to her right here. He said the nicest, sweetest things ever. That is when she should slap him, because it was like everything. Like he could, like, if they ever get married in the future, like there is no proposal that's going to beat that. That was the best proposal ever. That was meant for her. And then everyone was like, kiss, kiss, kiss. And then they kiss like they're supposed to kiss. They ain't just like barely lips or none touching. I mean, they kissed, but when they broke away, it was like the painful expressions on their face. But and so here they go. He's about to go see his girl. Get ready to propose. And she's sad. And the thing was about $1,000 instead of the interest. He would just give them. He would just send her a ticket to their wedding. He was like, okay, give me your phone number and I'll contact you. And she did, and she just left. And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, here comes that moment. He's gonna come back, he's gonna kiss her, they're gonna be meant to be. But no, he did do something sweet though. Even though he's allergic to apples, he gave her this bouquet of apples. It was the sweetest, little cutest thing ever. And he left, and he's with his boo at another thing, and he was like, this ain't the restaurant I picked for you. Why'd you change it? And his girlfriend's going on and on and on, and she's with her cheater. And she was like, here's the watch. And he was like, oh, I just got it confused and mixed up. I'm like, no, that's just wrong and dirty. Not only did you switch and mix up your wife and her gift, you gave her the one that was supposed to be in the poem that your wife's supposed to remember. Anyway, back to Wankai. She Sandra like just pulls out her hand, and it's like there is a ring on the finger you put the engagement ring on. And she's like, look, I picked up the ring for our engagement. Isn't it pretty? I'm like, hold up. If you knew how the day he's went, it went horribly wrong. All kind of wrong. He lost the wedding ring when he first got there, because someone picked up his coat by accident instead of picking up their own coat. He found another one because this girl helped him to con to get that 50% off. That was stolen. His wallet was stolen. His phone was broke. He couldn't get the engagement, the place he wanted to propose, like the ship, because his wallet was stolen. All this stuff just went like horribly wrong. And here she is over there changing. He's like, why did you pick this? And he was like, when was the last time you told me you love me? And she was like, well, it was. He said, you can't tell me because you ain't ever told me you love you. Yes, I think you believe I'm good for you, but you don't love me. We're not meant to be. He gets up and bounce, and Hani finally came up to the realization that, she's too good to be with a boo that ain't gonna ever do nothing for her. So she gets up and leave, and Wan Kai is going to the place. I don't even know how he knew she was gonna be at that one restaurant, but all he sees is the cheater, and he's like, "Where'd she go?" He's like, "You need to leave her." He's like, "What you gonna do? Marry her?" "What does it matter? You married." And so they get up, and he was like, "Well, since I'm feeling charitable, you can have her for free." So Wan Kai turned around and to handle his business. But you know what? He just stopped right to his face and said, "Thank you," and walk away, and then turn back around, and then like, "Pow!" That's how you get surprised. But the whole fact they should have did that scene over, because you can tell that was a fake punch. But anyway, they keep missing each other and missing each other, and I'm like, okay, Honey don't know that you left your girlfriend for her to be your boo. But he could have called her, so they kept missing each other and missing each other, and finally she stopped, and this couple wanted to take a picture. Oh, before I said the couple, there's this elderly couple that they saw at the very beginning of the movie when she first was going to treat him to dinner, because breakfast, because she felt bad that she just ruined all his plans. There was this elderly couple arguing, and they've been together for 50 years. So I'm like, oh, I like that little sentiment, because the love is 50% in that elderly couple, and they bicker and whatnot, but they come loving at that, and she sees him again later on in the movie where they bicker and loving. Like it was almost like she was looking at the future of Wan Kai and Hani, her and of Wan Kai. Because he's allergic to apples, and she loves apples, and they always say opposites attract. Anyway, she felt to take a picture of this couple at the apple bouquet, which I don't know why she took it with her cheating boo anyway. I don't know. Fell into the water, and she's going to get it, and there he was, and she sees him, she gives him a hug, and she thinks it's a dream. And he says something like this smart remark where she knows it's not. She picks it. He's like, "I only hurting this real," and she's like, I choose freedom. She just I'm not about to be the other woman. He's like, "You're not gonna be the other woman," and she hugs him again, and she's like, "Oh, I'll get the roses and the apple bouquet," and he's trying to keep her from doing it. Before, he was like, "How did you find me?" She said, "How did you find me?" He was like, because of the rain or something like that, because all her saying is because after the rain there's sunshine, and that's the way it ended with him trying to get her from getting in to get the apples, and she's like, no more chicken, get off me, I'm going to get these apples, okay? And that's how it ended. It was a really cute movie, and I would say it is something to watch. It was just Wan Kai was all about that, having everything planned, and Hani wasn't. On the day he meant to plan to Sandra, he fell in love with Hani, and even though Hani had her cheating boo, she fell in love with Chung Wan Kai. So I think it is a movie you should watch. It's a cute movie.